Whoa, it's your boy Garfacio, and I am back with some more Fire Emblem Engage news. Alright guys, today we got new information about the Wave 4 DLC. We have a new trailer going over the main bulk of what the Xenolog chapters Wave 4 is all about, you know, the meaty parts, and furthermore we have the Japanese website which updated itself with the Wave 4 DLC information, which I'll be of course covering. I'll be basically covering anything we know besides the trailer, right? So if you're looking at my screen, it says the DLC Wave will release on the 5th of April, but that's not true. It'll depend on your time zone. So for I think most of America, it'll release on the 4th of April. So yeah, keep that in mind. And yeah, let's go over all of the information which we have at our disposal. Okay, let's go over the story. So the main character Alear, who has been investigating strange signs in Insomnia, is guided by a voice calling for help and steps into another world. There he meets the dragon twins Nell and Nil. Together with them, the hero will go on a journey to collect the 7 emblem bracelets where the emblems reside. Okay, so the main story is now about collecting 7 bracelets, and we also know from the data mine that these bracelets will be, you know, with the enemies. So we'll be facing the enemies, you know, using these bracelets, but there's even more. Apparently in the data mine they also stated there are 5 more emblems, Emblem Rings, which are also part of the Xenolog storyline. And let me see, who were those again? Oh yeah, they were Marth, Sigurd, Leaf, Roy, and Selka. So those will also be included as enemies, which we will be facing. I mean, the enemies will be wielding them, and we will face those enemies. So yeah, that's interesting. And by the way, if you count up all of those regular emblems, Marth up to Selka, which I stated, and the 7 bracelets, it'll total an amount of 12. So it's, funnily enough, a complete subversion, right? First we have our main game, which has 12 emblem rings, and now we have this parallel world with 7 bracelets and 5 emblem rings included. So yeah, it's also cool that really everything is almost subversion. All the characters we know, which are near and dear to us, acting completely, you know, out of character, with Alcrest being really adamant, Diamant seeming quite meek, and Celine completely crazy. It's insane, people. But yeah, let's continue. Let's talk about the world. So the stage is a world very familiar to the continent of Elyos, but completely different. The Divine Dragon King, I guess that's Queen Lumira, who sealed the evil dragon Sombron in exchange for her life, and the Divine Dragon Alear of this world, who was then enthroned as king, has already passed away. So yeah, Alear has died apparently, which is insane, right? And you know, we are apparently joining the Fell Dragon's side, but why are we on Litos, right? If we are part of the Fell Dragon's company, shouldn't we be on Gradlon, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly? Wasn't that the land of the Fell Dragon? You know, there are so many questions, and each time we learn more stuff, we have even more questions which pop up. But yeah, let me continue. Each country code there, I don't know what that means, country code, you know, Google mess up the grammar during the translations, but yeah, we gotta go on. Each will be no one to lift, no cause, and the world will, I guess, be embroiled in a war? And yeah, we got some pictures. So yeah, apparently, you know, they said new chapters will be added, new maps, but they seem to be taking place on, you know, similar looking chapters. You know, apparently they recycled, I guess, a few chapters and added some differences, but from the looks of it, one of the chapters here is looking like the castle chapter from chapter 5, you know, Firane's castle, where we fought I guess we got introduced to Zephyr. We fought the boss called Latus. You know, I call him Latus. I know he's not Latus, but I like calling him Latus. And we drove him off and saved the castle. Another chapter is the map from chapter 9, right? Where we fought against Ivy, who tried to hold us back while we tried to chase King Hyacinth. I think that's what his name was. And yeah, furthermore, it seems like the world map in itself, like, I can't see the picture here right now. Yeah, here, the world map apparently is also mirrored in a way that some of the locations are a bit placed differently. So that's pretty interesting, right? Again, based on the world map, on the characters and the story, it seems like a complete subversion of everything we've known so far. Really dope. Alright, moving on. Let's talk about two of the new main characters who will be joining us for the Xenolock storyline. We have Nell, right? And let's see, let's read this part first. In a world shrouded in darkness, it was the dragon's blood that summoned the protagonist to this world in search of a savior. Okay, the dragon's blood. I guess that's figuratively speaking, they mean the children of Sombron. Alright, so we got Nell. Nell's older twin sister, a strong woman who fights alongside her younger brother. She was in the holy land of Elyos, in the divine dragon king's castle, where she continued to pray for a savior for a long time, while fighting unidentified enemies. Together with the summoned protagonist and his younger brother. Wait, younger brother? You mean your younger... Yeah, your younger brother, that's right, my bad. She sets out on a journey to collect these 7 bracelets to save the world. Oh, wait, they mean Alear, okay. Alear sets out, got it. And then we have Nil, right? Nell's younger twin brother, a gentle young man who supports his older sister. Together with his sister, he continued to pray for savior. He feels ashamed of his incompetence compared to his brilliant older sister. Along with the summoned protagonist and sister, it's she, so they're addressing each other. That's kind of weird because Nil is the brother, right? That's a he. And Nell is a she, but whatever. Sets out on a journey to collect the 7 bracelets to save the world. And by the way, guys, we also have some gameplay. We'll be watching the gameplay in a moment. Let me first go over all the content on the website. Alright, next up, they are also explaining that fellow Xenolocks here, they have some unique properties when you go and engage into those chapter maps. Basically, once you go from the main game to these DLC maps, your levels, your entire inventory, and the classes your units have, they will be actually fixed, so you will not keep those the same way. But there's also some stuff you do maintain, namely the emblems you've collected, the Emblem Rings to be specific, the support levels of your characters, and the bond rings tied to the Emblem Rings you have. Those will be maintained, and that's very interesting of a twist. So there's also a few more things about this. Basically, the Xenolock chapters will be a lot tougher. I guess, no, they didn't say a lot, a bit tougher than the regular main game storyline chapters, so that's also a standout. And one more last thing about the properties of these Xenolock chapters. Even if you play on casual or classic, it does not matter. Your characters will return if they die during these chapters. So I guess that does balance out a little bit the increase in difficulty. But really, to me, that would not matter. I would have loved it if they made classic mode stay classic, but apparently it does not matter for these chapters. And yeah, let's see. We also got some pictures of Nell during the Somnial and a picture of an interaction with Nell. So yeah, these characters, Nell and Nil, are recruitable once you have completed the Xenolock chapters. The thing that's not confirmed is whether the 4 hounds can actually join you. The 4 hounds, we've seen that they are playable in the Xenolock chapter, but if you are recruiting them, they would conflict with the story of the main game, right? Because these DLC chapters, you can do them usually after chapter 6. So that's still during the main game. So it's a bit weird if you are able to recruit the 4 hounds, but you are also embroiled in a story trying to KO and defeat the 4 hounds. That's a bit weird to me, but I hope they are actually recruitable, because I am really curious about using the 4 hounds way more besides just in the scene-lock chapters. I would love to build them up and train them up, but yeah, we'll find out. Anyway, in classic fashion of companies trying to market everything, they are not showing the 4 hounds being recruitable, only Nell, and by extension we can assume Nil. So yeah, we'll find out what will happen. I hope they'll release some more information, or maybe not. Maybe it's better to keep it at like this, and then we'll just wait for the DLC to come out, and we'll have some surprises left. But yeah, moving on, we also will have access to the data mined DLC classes, the Enchanter class and the Mage Cannoneer class. We already knew about this from data mine. Finally, we can use them. These DLC classes were exclusive classes to the enemies up till now. Let's now watch the gameplay footage of Nell and Nil. Let's see.
お待ちしておりました。我々の旧姓の主よ。呼びかけに応えてくださったことにお礼を申し上げます。私の名はエル。ここリトスの神竜王城に住まう竜族の一人です。
Alright, that's Nell's deep voice. I didn't expect her voice to be that deep, but it sounds pretty charming. Not bad. Pretty cool. And now let's look at Nell's gameplay.
はい。
Man, that's insane. So these 2 characters are actually of the Fell Child class, and it's pretty hype that we are able to see some of the gameplay. So Nell's actually able to transform into a dragon, Nil as well, and I'm hoping in this, in these scene-lock chapters, we will be able to explore what's up with Alear and in what dragon he will transform, right? Because up till now, Alear has not transformed, and I'm curious when that'll happen, right? If it should happen at one point, it should happen right now in these few chapters. I'm hyped, but yeah, one more thing about this gameplay. Nell is actually able to use lances, so let's go a bit back. And yeah, Nell has the Fellchild class, and she's able to wield lances and transform into a dragon. Let's see.
Hi.
Yeah, she has a lance, and that's the same lance from DLC, by the way, which we got from the Well update. So that's pretty dope. That's her personal weapon. And yeah, that's about it. Let's now go over Nil. So yeah, let's listen to Nil's Japanese voice.
同じく竜族のいる。姉さんとは双子なんだ。
Alright, that's pretty short, but again, that sounds also charming. They picked out charming voices. The Japanese have some great cast of voice actors. I mean, the great industry of voice actors, and it really shows. But I'm also curious about the English voices, because I really like the voice acting in Fire Emblem games in general. They do pretty well on both the English and Japanese side. Alright, let's get into the combat gameplay of Nil.
よし。これでどうだ。よく頑張ったね。
Alright, that's a lot of hype. My boy Nil immediately starts out the battle of a crit, and he's using the Revanche Axe. I think that's what it is called. I forgot the name of the spear, or I mean the lance, but of Nil. But that's a lot of hype, man. So yeah, we saw a bit of the gameplay. We didn't see a Nil transform, but I guess we'll see that maybe later. I'm kind of curious. Have you seen Nil transform at all during any of the footage we've seen? I think only Nil, right? So, I'm kind of curious what's up with that. Let me go back. Did we see Nell's Dragonstone? No, Nil's Dragonstone's actually not visible. Interesting. So, Nil might not be able to transform into a dragon, despite him having all sorts of, gems or Dragonstone-like material embedded in his outfit, right? And also the chain he's wearing, but apparently he might not be able to transform. This is pure speculation, but up till now in the footage we've not seen Nil wielding those same dragon stones in his I guess his inventory on the map like Nell. So yeah, that's also a bit of a standout detail, and I think that's about everything. So yeah, that's all there is really we know up till now. Let me know if I maybe have missed anything or you guys discovered even more information, you know, as I was making this video. Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, one more thing, I will in fact be, you know, playing and engaging into the Wave 4 DLC once it comes out on the 4th of April. That's the date for me. And feel free to subscribe to the channel and like this video. That way, right, that's a good way of showing me support, and you'll be able to keep up with the content which is coming to the channel, right? I'm currently still stuck in chapter 17. I've been playing a little at my own pace the main game, but I will try and make you know, a lot of progress leading up to the DLC coming out, and I'll make sure I'll be able to play it on release day. So yeah, feel free to subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.